Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode of the OSCP journey. This is Strikoder and today we're gonna solve Legacy Box, which is a Windows easy box. So let's just get started. First of all, let me connect to the HackTheBox and then let me ping the box. Let's get the IP over here and then we're gonna ping it. So the host is up, then we add it to the etc host by our function. Okay, I need to tell it T1, then I'm gonna run rust scan against it, and in a new tmux, I'm gonna run against it in map. Here I would say T1. We're gonna wait and see. Here we see 445, which is SMB. Let me get my notes. So I would say enumerations, boards enumerations, and here we have SMB. So as you see here, I've already prepared for the Autoblue. Anyway, whenever you see SMB, you would run SMB client, you run RBC client, you run Nmap scripts against that. So let's just start with the RBC client, then SMB client. So here we see, yep, okay, we'll get more with the Nmap. Let's just try our RBC client. So here we try to connect anonymously. We cannot. Let's try with SMB client -L. Then we provide the IB or T1 in our case with capital N, with the flag capital N. Let's wait and see. We cannot connect. Let's check as well what can else we do. Enum for Linux, next generation. I don't think we can find anything interesting. Let's try nmap enumeration. Maybe we can get something. Then I'm gonna try the SMB version and the SMB sign-in. Okay, here I need to see T1. It's still running. Let's try again with other scripts. So here I would say T1. Okay. Blocking our probes. Let's add -pm. So it's filtered. Alright, alright. Gotcha. What can else we do? Let's try the SMB protocols to check the SMB version. Maybe it's vulnerable to something. Okay, why is not... We lost our connection. Let me check that fast. Okay, so I lost my internet access. Now everything is good again. Let me run everything as it was. And wait for the Nmap. So here we were checking the shares protocols. So here we find SMB version 1, dangerous but default. Let's check the previous script. Here we are enumerating the shares. If we can access something anonymously, users, and the OS discovery. Well, the OS is absolutely Windows, and with the version 1, it's gonna be a legacy version, like kinda below Windows 7. That's why the box is called Legacy in the first place. Let's check here. Well, I believe we have nothing to do with that. Here we see the SMB signing is disabled, which probably lead us that it's Autoblue. Okay, now let me check here. I mean bad blue. So here, as we can see, it's a Windows XP. Okay, so what can we do next? So to enumerate that whether we have eternal blue or not, we need to check through Nmap. So I mean eternal blue. So let's see T1. Okay, so here we see remote code execution vulnerability in SMBv1 and the state is vulnerable. So how can we exploit this? There are two ways. The first one through MSF console, the second one through a code on GitHub. Let's try both of them. First of all, let's try the GitHub code since we are on our OSCP journey. So the code is Autoblue. I'm gonna provide that in the description link. Let me here. So I have already uh, a directory for that. Let me remove that. No, I need to remove Autoblue and import that again or clone that again. I would say git clone and the link. So then you would change directory into that, and here we have several Python codes. You need to use like the 7, try all of them. First of all, always against running system in IRL, you would try the eternal checker at first. Then now we can say Python 3 eternal blue exploit 7. Okay. No, it's not working. Let me check that. Well, because I'm writing Python 3 separated, I just need to do this. So here, first we need to check. Uh, let's see. So we need to provide the target. Okay, so the target is not patched, which means we can exploit that. Let's write over here and check which params we need to provide. So as you can see here, the code that I've wrote before is already provided. So what do we do? What are we doing here? So this rm-f and so on me its bash command is actually a one-liner. I've talked about one-liners and several one-liners and one-liners with bash and so on the Twitch. If you need a separate YouTube video about that, just let me know. I will provide this in the YouTube description. However, obviously what this means is we run this command with the netcat, and the netcat is gonna connect back to our machine. So here we're just like saving something in some directories. I'm gonna explain. I've explained already that in Twitch, and here we're writing that into the temp f folder, and here we need to check our IP. So 10, 10, 14, 37 stay the same, and then netcat 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's check that and run the exploit. So here we see we have an error, however we get a terminal. Okay, now we are root. This is the first method. So let's go to the second one. Let's exit here, clear all that, and let's run our MSF. So always when we run our MSF, we need to be sure that our PostgreSQL or PostgreSQL is already running. And now PostgreSQL, I would say. Okay, anyhow, I would always set G our host. Here we either write our IP or the DNS resolution. Since we save that into HC hosts, I would write D1 set G local L host turn 0, and we search eternal blue. So we find several exploits. These are auxiliary models. So exploit over here, exploit over here, exploit over here. Let's try with the first one. Let's run use 0, and we can run immediately since we set our L host and R hosts. So here we see host is likely vulnerable. The host is 32-bit. However, no target. This module only supports x64. So let's show info. Do we get any info here that only for 64? No, but I mean here in show targets, we see all the systems. There are no system XP or any legacy one, and probably from 7 and next we have the default as 64. So what do we do from here if we want to exploit with the MSF? So let's just try to search for Eternal Blue again, and here we can see other one through psexec. Let's try that. Use 10. Show info before running it. Okay. So here we see x86, which supports 32 bits. Let's try to run that. As you can see, here is a stage payload, and we get meta-operator. Who am I? Let's get shell. Who am I? I forgot who am I / brief, or who am I / no, I forgot. Let me check my notes. Post exploitation and Windows enumeration. Yeah, who am I? It should be okay. I'm gonna try get UID. Okay, so they are not installed on the system. Anyhow, I believe we are with root access. Let's check that. So where are we? Okay. Calm down. So here we need to search for the user flag and the root flag. Okay. Do we have any flag here or txt? That might be interesting. Nope. Let's get back. Directory. And let's cd into into Windows maybe? No, we were in Windows. Let's cd into documents and settings. Do you find anything interesting? Yep, we have the administrator and John. Let's cd into John. And let's cd into desktop. Usually here they save the interesting file. And then we type user.txt. Voila, we get our flag. Submit that here. Remove the space in the beginning. And voila. Now, let's get our next flag. So we get back. We have administrator, cd into it. We print, cd into desktop again. We have root. And, oops. And that's it. Great. Today was the 4th I believe, box that we bound together. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to watch the two videos recommended by YouTube and have a great day. See you.